The next time you text a past client to just check in and see how they're doing, they aren't thinking about giving you a referral. They're cringing. And honestly, you probably feel like a desperate salesperson sending it. Today, I'm showing you the exact annual property review system I use to generate consistent listings and referrals from my sphere without ever having to beg or sound gimmicky. Let's fix your follow-up. Let's talk about the psychology of the sphere of influence. A just checking in text is inherently selfish. It puts the burden entirely on your client to reply to a dead-end question, and they know exactly why you are sending it. You want a deal. Building a real estate business is not about treating people like walking commission checks. It is about long-term stewardship. When you only reach out when you need something, you completely erode the trust you worked so hard to build during the transaction. If your communication doesn't have the purpose, it's just noise. So what do we do instead? We replace the random text message with an annual property review. Instead of checking in on them, you're going to provide a highly valuable structured update on their wealth and their equity. This is the exact pivot that shifts you from a real estate salesperson to a trusted advisor. I usually do these reviews person to person, over Zoom, coffee, or even if a Loom is needed, because sometimes they just don't reply. Here's the exact agenda I use to mix heavy strategy with that personal check-in vibe. I start the meeting with the hard numbers. I give them a clear range of their current market value, and more importantly, I show them their exact equity position. From there, it transitions naturally into a conversation. We do a quick audit of their loan status, and we see if they need an insurance update based on the new valuations. This is an absolute game changer for value. You have to understand where the interest rates are, where their, loan to value will sit, and all of those things, and understand when the right time to get a refinance, to look at making a call on a conventional loan to take that mortgage insurance off. This is step one. Step two is then talking about insurance. Have they had a consultation with an insurance agent, an actual person? If they haven't, put it out to your people. Let that insurance agent look at their entire portfolio and make sure that they're fully insured correctly. Because let's be real, I don't even know what liabilities I need to cover. I don't even know what maximums and premiums that make sense for my situation, because honestly, I don't really understand, the actual cost of what happens with all the liabilities and things that go into it. Not that I don't understand how much a roof costs, but this is something that an insurance professional can help with and make huge change in these people's lives. Then we get to the physical house. We talk about any updates or renovations they're planning. This is where the magic happens. This is where I introduce my absolute best vetted contractors for their annual checkups, whether they need my HVAC guy for a tune-up before winter or my landscaping crew to blow out their sprinklers. Notice what just happened. I'm still checking in on them and their home, but I'm doing it mixed in with a massive practical value add. I'm saving them time and protecting their asset. And the best part is, I get credit for all those referrals. So if I'm sending these business partners, community partners, and industry partners a ton of value and a referral and helping my client at the same time, not only am I helping the client, who will then probably say, hey, you should call Jeremy, he does this annual review, but I'm also helping that small business owner understand that I am sending them more referrals than any other agent in their market. So here's exactly what I do. I send a gift in the month that they purchase the home, and then I contact them via text message, via email, and finally a phone call. And I just say, hey, it's time for your annual review. Yeah, I know you got the brownies, you said thank you. Scan that QR code and scan a time to talk. This isn't about you putting your house on the market, but it's about you actually managing the asset. I would love to dive deep into the loan, the insurance, any improvements you're looking for, and help you manage that equity. Typically, people are like, okay, that sounds pretty cool. I've never had that conversation. That's it. This removes all the sales pressure and builds immense trust. But it's also a massive value add to these people and life-changing to those industry and business partners that you may have. Let me share a real-world example. Out of the 500 plus transactions I've done, this system has constantly produced the most predictable business. I sat down with the past client for their review who had absolutely no intention of moving, but we went over their equity position. It prompted them to ask about pulling cash out to buy an investment property. I didn't ask for a transaction, I provided data. The data created the transaction. That is the practical business growth. And with my past of buying my first house when I was 19, as you guys know, this was absolutely a key point in the conversation. Hey, you can do this. This is what I've done. Yes, the markets are different, but ultimately the long-term investment is absolutely incredible. Instead of just equity sitting there, they had the opportunity to start building double the equity, taking advantage of 2 appreciating assets, and here we are. If you implemented this, you transitioned from being a nuisance in their inbox to being a highly valued advisor. It is exactly how you build wealth and scale through a better strategy. To make this easy for you, I have put my exact annual property review agenda into a PDF. It's a one-sheeter. All you have to do is comment annual review below, and I will make sure that you get it. Once you have it, you need a system to remind you to actually book these meetings so you never miss a client's home anniversary. Click the video on your screen right now. I walk you through my exact Lofty CRM setup that completely automates this entire process in the database. I will see you over there.